1, 2, 3.
quick check, and I don't know what that is. And if anybody,
There we go. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight on Talk and Sip Saturday night. Saturday night, the 8th of July, 2022. And I must say that from the UK side here, the temperature tonight at this moment is, and I can tell you what it is, 21 degrees Celsius. 21 degrees Celsius. Hello, hi. Uh, it's been a hot day today, I must say. And next door there's a massive bashment party going on at the same time. So it's very noisy, but at the same time, hey, we got life, and life is good, and it's all living. What can I say? This week is and even from the Saturday night and the Thursday night we talk with in review. I think we're seeing so much of within the UK and also within Jamaica at the same time. So many sort of developments. You know what we saw in the UK, which came out was Stephen Lawrence. I don't know if you know Stephen Lawrence. Stephen Lawrence was some years ago when I just actually came in the UK. '93 was murdered, and and it's found out that the officers who bundled the investigations, the mother is very disappointed that somehow there is no sort of justice or no sort of action will be taken against them. You know, that is one. An 8-year-old girl who was actually run over by a car who actually went into the school. Um, Really glad that deserved. Bless you. Thank you so much for that on Instagram, on TikToks rather. So that was very sad. The killing of that child. Apparently, it was an accident, and I think the government is also clamping down on the schools. Are clamping down on people actually going to schools in the morning and driving. Sometimes they don't need to drive in a way and parking, and sometimes they're rushing. You know, so that was really bad. But there's something that I saw from the Jamaica side. There's something I saw, and I don't know if maybe we'll touch on it tonight. Was there's this young, I don't know if it's a young man or what, but there's this man, apparently at this graduation or so, who somehow punched this lady. Yeah, big up Sir Campbell, big up Sir Campbell. He punched this lady um, while she had a, as child or so, and the reason why I brought it up again is because men, we had Father's Day some time ago, and I have a video which I've been trending on for years, which talks about be the Godfather, and men, no matter what, men has got to somehow stand your ground as a man. You know, I irrespective of what maybe the woman may have done or so, but to stand your ground and to be a man and to be a protective factor as much as possible. And unfortunate that the child had to witness so. There's a little girl that died some time ago named Danielle Rowe. Um, we do not know what happened. Many voices or many people saying different things. But the protective factor of the man, the protective factor of male species. I know we are in this zone, and in this zone whereby we're talking about equality, equal rights and justice, and somehow maybe there's this feministic bit which will come out whereby one don't need a man to a certain extent, but man, no matter what, have to stand your ground and to be a man. You know, and when one read the Bible, you know, when God created Adam and Eve, God said, you know, it's too good. It's not good for man to be alone. You know what he said? It's not good for man to be alone. So therefore, he created man. And then he put him to sleep and took the rib out and therefore created woman. But at the same time, he said he both created male and female. He both created them. And he said, your job is to tend the earth and to take over, to multiply, and all of those sort of things. That's what God said. Um, and therefore, it is very important that men stand their ground as much as possible, irrespective of the opposition, and irrespective of everything. That is so important. One of the things that I talk and sip. This is talk and sip, ladies and gentlemen, and at talk and sip, I try to ask persons what they're drinking, and I'll ask you what you're drinking tonight. Um, you know, I had some Merlot, and I'm not even religious, but if you're not Islamic, then you're not well. I'm not even religious, but if you're not Islamic, then you're welcome here. Well, you know what, you know what on TikTok, what I would say is this. This is what I would say, and I'll say this: one must be able to communicate one's views and share one's. Oh, I need. Oh, I should have had the thing there to open the wine. Uh, yeah, I know. I can drink that one in the meantime until if it goes, because I'm normal not too hard. I don't drink that much, if anything. But yeah, so yeah, I'm having a Camerla. I don't know what you guys are having to drink tonight. Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink tonight, and don't have to be heavy. Remember, at the same time, uh, you know, Jesus turned water into wine. So Bishop Campbell can bless us if anything. You're having a whiskey, okay? Mm. Ah, actually, I needed that. Actually, it's been a long week. Needed that. Mm. Needed that. That was good. But at the same time, I always this is what I always do. I always have some water with me. Always have some water. Very crucial and important. Have some water. There we are. Healthy. One has got to think about their health as much as possible these days. Drink a lot of water. They call it sparkling crystal punch. See, we don't care. Everyone's welcome apart from the Sharia law people. Sharia law. That's a serious one. I'm sure they still do that, if anything. But I think the key point, what I'm actually saying is this. This is the key point I'm trying to say is that, what are you drinking? Have a drink, and let's just have a conversation for the next 2 hours or so, if anything. One of the things that the UK is planning on, is embarking on, in Jamaica, that they're talking about the whiskey clearly. One of the things that they're talking about in Jamaica is about the constitutional reform, and the constitutional reform is a big thing. It's a big thing, and and we always talk about the diaspora has got to be involved with that in the shaping the new Jamaica. Years ago, when the Constitution was shaping, the Constitution was drafted somewhere possible in the backside of some office just around the corner in Westminster. And I don't think Jamaicans or black people were able to actually be a part of the shaping of such destiny. No, I don't think they were on in that region of shaping of that sort of destiny. One would say that at that time they might consider Jamaicans or people of such coming out of slavery period as fully done. Fully done may be the term, which is not a good term, but sometimes people use it in a way. Fully done, which is not really a good term. So therefore, one never really played a fundamental part. One never played a fundamental part in the whole process, in the shaping of the Constitution and the shaping of Jamaica and the shaping of what you like to see. No, I don't think so. But who shaped it were those who had the power at that time. But now we're in a different era. We're in a different era now whereby people are able to shape the Jamaica they want to be. We're in this position now where this is now going to be open up. Discussion is going on at present with Malahu Fort, who's leading the charge. With there is a a committee of persons, and with that committee, they are somewhat given the mandate to shape the Jamaica that we want to see. So I believe that everyone should play a part, right? And everyone that I'm talking about not just persons who are able to vote from Jamaica, because you'll be able to vote when it comes on to the referendum, but also people from within the diaspora who also can play a part um, in the whole process, in the discussion and the influencing, because the diaspora also influence Jamaicans at home. Diasporas all over the world influence their people, right? They do. They don't just send money, but they also have an influence. Because sometimes what I pick up at a lot of time is that one is not able to really, if one is in the boat of trying to live your life, in the boat of trying to get ends to meet, in the brunt of all of these, one is not able to um, think things through properly, and things are just running away with you. A classic example is right now they're undertaking a few demonstration which are happening in Jamaica, and I don't know how far the demonstration is now. Is in you know with advocacy network and trying to get the rolling back of the salaries of members of parliament, which went up to 200 to 300% or so. I don't know. That may be something which is a done deal. Maybe it's not going to happen again. Maybe it's not going to change. You know, because the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, has now find a way to somehow give 80% of his to groups which is needed. The prime minister has also withhold and say he's not going to take it, and therefore maybe it's a done deal, and that's the situation. That's the end of it. And it is somewhat the way whereby persons can somehow, somehow attract different professionals into politics. But politics for years has never been advertised or persons going as something which is lucrative. It is something of a sacrifice. Would you say that? Entering the politics is somewhat of a sacrifice and not something where one is supposed to come out of very lucrative. One of the things in the UK of what they're doing is if one is a doctor, one is of a professional level, and one has got to keep their license going by actually doing some practices, then in the process of that time, they continue to allow these persons to work, to practice, to keep their practice, their legal career, their medical what alive, because at the end of the day, one is not going to actually be in office for years upon years. I believe personally that in a democratic society, you should have governments or parties changing hands every 2 terms, not maximum 3 terms. Because when it goes over 2, 3 terms, what you're looking at is somewhat as politics can corrupt, and absolute power can corrupt absolutely. And the word politics should be, I change it from power. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. So therefore, in the UK, there's a plan afoot in the meantime to have meetings in Nottingham or that part of the side of the world, meetings in Birmingham, and also meetings in London. Glasgow, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Glasgow. Hmm. Maybe it should be widened. But the question is, what is the reason for this? If Jamaicans are not able to vote, if you're not able to vote overseas in the referendum, in the changing of things, what's the sense? Tell me, what's the sense of having these meetings where Malahoo Fort will come versus and over a live stream? the other persons or two or three persons, what's the sense? But could it be the sense is that we have a voice, we got an influence, and therefore we want to play a part in the picture? Therefore, when it comes on to something which is fundamental like this, and which is fundamental like um, executive president, or what's the other president, ceremonial president, or elected president, the question is, which is the one that we want? Which is it better? And therefore, all ideas content, all voices content, and all voices should know. Someone say, I love Jamaicans, come here and we'll, we'll all vote for independence. Just become Scottish and we'll vote. By the way, do you think, I'll ask this question, and anyone can ask this question, can answer this. What are you drinking? By the way, you got to tell me what you drink. Actually, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. YouTube is the main one. If you want to go onto YouTube and want to come in as a guest, or so, even if you want to come in as a guest, even on TikTok, I'll open it as well. And also there's the telephone number as well if one want to call in or so. Yeah. And if you want, so I have the different facilities there. Just want to have this wonderful conversation. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm simply having is just having some red wine. Red wine. Just some red wine. My YouTube is Silborn TV. Silborn TV, which is SYL B for Bravo OURNE TV. Like airborne. Airborne Silborn. Yeah. Airborne Silborn. Silborn TV. That is what it is over there, you know. And so that's the key sort of opening which I wanted to talk about. And and today I saw in the papers that it is 80 years. Maybe Lester might speak about it if he comes in later. 80 years of the Labour Party celebrating, and today they're celebration of the years of being a political party in Jamaica. You know, I think of recent days there was the birthday of the Norman Manley, the forefathers of Jamaica. But there's got to be a breakdown of all these things, and I believe as a more constitutional reform is being discussed, and as the more we're talking about the right leadership for Jamaica, it is the more that persons are actually wanting to delve into the past and to somewhat find exactly who is this Jamaica that we're talking about. You know, people talk about Tainos, Arawak, Indians. Who goes here first? Was it Africans also? So many, but I mean, it's like I'm so glad in a way because the young minds are actually alive. Young minds are alive and they're awake to having these discussions and asking these serious questions. Because as you know, history and how it is written is normally like the spoils of the victors. The victors are the ones that actually, you know, write it, tell you about it. And that is why sometime in the UK they are talking, you're not from Jamaica. I'm from Jamaica. Let's go right. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Ocherius. I'm actually from Ocherius, if you know, straight out of Oche. If someone asks me if I'm from Jamaica, oh yeah, I'm straight out of Ocherius. You know, but I'm in the UK. You know, so that's the big question. People are not asking these deep rooted questions. They are challenging the status quo. They are not accepting anything. Young people are now breaking it down. You know, one of the things that I actually right away I can tell you a Bible basher. What is a Bible basher? Can someone tell me what's a Bible basher? Elbrus88 on TikTok says, right away I can tell you a Bible basher. You know, tell me, can you break down what's a Bible basher, and then I can actually I can actually I don't have a problem in responding to anything. But can you tell me what is a Bible basher? And I will go straight and I'll say if I'm a Bible basher or not. You know, the Bible is inspired which I'm not, but which I'm not. I'm gonna change them. Well, yeah, okay. I don't understand that one. So, like, and subscribe to the whole thing. Yeah. So the so the excitement, of the times that we're in, it is one whereby people or young people are no more accepting things anymore as it is. Can we have conversation off live? Dr. Priscilla Reid. Um, Dr. Priscilla Reid, can we have a conversation off live? Just inbox me on the thing, and also uh you can yes, you can inbox me on Instagram, and I'll see that later as well. You know, you know. Uh but it is best to have the conversation live, you know. Um it is best to have a conversation live, and but I understand sometimes it is best not to have it publicly. He's from Jamaica. It's basically English, but what they don't know is what's good is not real. I still want the person to explain. Africa was taken over by missionaries and spread the word of God. But someone the other night was talking about that the word of God was there for a long time ago in different parts of Africa, in Ethiopia as well. Um, Africa was taken over by missionaries and spread the word of God. What is Bible bashing? Can you, Void, so be so kind to give me Thursday Silburn info again? Thank you to have asked you a few things. Can you be so kind to give me Thursday Silburn info again? Thank you. What information were you talking? Are you Robert Downey Jr. Natural Born Killers? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's you have to break it down. I'm trying to understand exactly what it is there. Um, yeah. So let me not get distracted for a bit. But as I said, there's this element of everyone wanting to get involved with the process and to actually change the game, and not just to accept things. Yeah. Gonna type in the YouTube. Yeah, type in the YouTube as well. As a matter of fact, let me just actually see if I can actually if it is possible. I don't know if it's gonna be possible to send a YouTube link where one can come into the live. I don't know if that's possible as well. What are you drinking, guys? What are you drinking on a Saturday night? Obsession. Okay, Elbrios. Okay, so Bible bashers are one with, or those are obsessed with God and spreading the lies of God. Hmm. Now the big question is, which God are we talking about? Let's go for that one. Which God are we talking about? Obsessed with God and spreading the lies of God. God depends on every religion or every sort of relationship or whatever. Those in the Christian faith will say that it is a relationship that they have with God, and therefore, because of the relationship, it is not a religion. Uh, for different religion, their God is of a different thing. So, um, someone said there's no God. There's a book which is written by a guy named Josh McDowell, and you need to find this book, Evidence That Demands a Verdict. Evidence That Demands a Verdict. I'm a Christian, yes. I'm born again Christian. Listen, I believe that one should not be apologetic about what you believe in. Because everybody say what they believe in. If someone don't believe in a God, they'll go to town and they'll say, how can a God be like this, and blah blah blah. So they don't believe in God. You know, everyone has a belief in something, and you should believe in whatever you believe in, and nobody should take that away from you. You know, um, celebrating Christmas, I just acknowledge these times. I don't get caught up into these things as maybe as a child when it comes on to uh, Christmas or so. I just recognize and acknowledge these things. I don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't push those sort of things. And so like that, nobody's gonna steal my thunder. Some fat guy coming down a chimney is gonna steal my thunder. I'm the one who work and and give my children things. No Santa Claus. I'm trying to say. So therefore, um, you know, So I'm not so religiously involved and taken up into these things whereby, you know, the whole world is taking over and all of these, what should I say, commercial activities. As you come to Easter, everything happening in Easter. As you come to Valentine's Day, everything happens. As you come on to this, everything happens. Everybody's trying to capitalize. You know, the real question, I like this one. Actually, I like this. Actually, this is a very interesting. The show has taken a different turn. I might as well I do my engagement. A big question which is asked here now. The real question is, why is Santa Claus? Why is Santa white, and why is Jesus a white man? The big question is My answer to this is Santa real? Do you believe in Santa? That's a question. I don't believe in Santa, so I don't I don't see any issues about Santa being white or black. But I don't believe in Santa. I see somebody which is portrayed there to say that there's a Santa Claus. I don't believe. So therefore, whether they want to be white or black, that's something else. And why is Jesus a white man? Growing up in Jamaica, I never see Jesus as a white man. I don't know. I don't know why this thing. I know there have been some posters whereby there's a picture of a guy with long hair and beard, and they call him Jesus. But if one break it down and look where Jesus came from, according to scriptures, according to the Bible, he came from the Middle East. How can he be white? So therefore, one has got to be understanding, and one has got to be very careful about this. It all depends on who you listen to. Yeah, it all depends on where your belief lies. Yeah. So therefore, if you actually read everything and just take it in as a gospel truth, then you're gonna be totally, hoodwink. So therefore, I don't see Jesus as a white man, and I don't believe in Santa Claus. And therefore, at the same time, I'm a Bible believing Christian. You know, um, where's where's my Bible? I have no apologies. I have no apologies. Here's my Bible. This is my Bible. You know what I mean? You see, I think people will have to be free to be um appreciative of who they are and what they're about. Yeah. And one has got to respect that, who you are and what you're about, and be proud about it. Someone's at the end of the day, black or white, we're all related to fish. Related to fish. When they say fish, you have to be careful, because as a Jamaican and Jamaicans, when they say we don't know fish business, I'm trying to say, but let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. So there are terminologies. I don't know about that one there. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Dr. Priscilla Era said, God is totally the air we all breathe. No Santa Claus is Santa Claus. That's what somebody says. My arm of faith. I want to tell you this, and I tell you this. This morning, I do my walk and talk motivational moments in the park. And thanks for those joining in on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you so much. Those who want to join the live, and wait. If not, I'm really enjoying this tonight, actually, by opening this up to Instagram and TikTok, where I can have this conversation. And what I call, as I said, just keep telling me what you're drinking, because what it does, it actually drive home the concept of talk and sip, whereby one can have these conversations. I was walking in the park this morning, which I do my walk and talk motivational moments. If you don't know, you can actually go online on in the mornings on TikTok. I'm now doing it on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I got different points. Start off walking and I motivate myself. I use that word. I motivate myself. And then by motivating myself indirectly, it motivates others, because I've been doing this from 2020, during the height of the COVID, or when the COVID started, when we were all locked down. And therefore, what happened is that I don't watch nobody. I ain't no business about nobody, just my family. And I got there and I do my talks and my walk. You know, this morning while I was there walking, I I I I, I always start off by saying it's a special day, it's a great day, it's awesome and it's beautiful. And I said it the other I think it was Wednesday or so before that every morning when I step outside there to walk, there's always a positive word or positive terminologies which I share. And they're always positive, like good morning, how are you? It's a great day, blessing. I listen to the birds, listen to the wind blowing, I see the flowers, but there's everything is something positive. And the concept of it was that anxiety and depression is something that can wreak havoc in people's lives. And the way how to counteract some of these things, the way how to as to be a part of the way to counteract it is by come against it with positive words, positive affirmation. Yeah? Because if you don't have something inside of you at times, when the going gets tough, it gets really much more tougher. All right? So this morning I came upon this word special. You know what is special. Yeah. And there's a beautiful song, Ivita, ID. There's a beautiful song that I used to love in Jamaica, and it goes like this: special, life is something special, and can you feel it? Special was the word, special, and then I said, let's break down special. So I said S. S means supernatural. S means supernatural, right? S, special. Because everything around us is supernatural. Us communicating, us talking like this now, us typing, it is all supernatural. Because think about when a person die and they're dead, and you see that stiff body lying in that coffin or so. You recognize and you realize then by you moving up and down, there must be something supernatural. That's why I don't believe that we all came from this big bang. We must be somewhat created. There must have been a creation, ladies and gentlemen. Supernatural. The wind blowing, the birds singing, everything supernatural. Then I moved from supernatural with S and I went to P. And I said, P is precious. Precious, 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 precious. That's Lord of the Rings. Breaking it down. That we're all precious. You know? Precious. There's something so precious and special about us. Precious. The SP. Now E, E was a very interesting one. And I just said excited. I'm always excited. There's always something to excite you. In the mornings when I walk in the park, you see the dogs and they're running up and down. It's like the first time they get out and the owner's like, oh, and he runs up and down, or she runs up and down and run into the water and so like they're so happy, so excited. And I remember as children growing up sometimes, I'm in Jamaica, and I have to use Jamaica as my reference. You enjoying all around you. You're free, happy-go-lucky, excited. But somewhat the wears and the tears of life are tearing away these excitement within us. Special. SPE. C. What was my C now? I'm trying to remember what was the C that I did now. Because that was off the cuff. C was... Who can tell me what the C was? SPEC. I'm going to remember what that word was. C was... Crazy. Yes, crazy. C was crazy. Crazy, guys. Crazy. Why would I say crazy? There's a song that they sang, Crazy in Love. Crazy. But this craziness is not about this mad crazy or this negative crazy. It's about this lovely craziness about life. We're so crazy. Special crazy. Yeah. I'm just breaking it down. Why define special this morning in my own time. And then after crazy, SPECI. Now CI. Now after the I, now you got interesting. Interesting. Everything. My talking sip says Saturday night. I spelled it wrong. Can you imagine? I just realized that I spelled the R wrong. Let me change that. Change that. Can't let my mother say that I spelled the Saturday wrong. She sent me to go to school and I'm spelling. Hey Daniel, how are you, Doctor Daniel? Got it right. Spell it right. Can't make my mother say that. Um. So yeah. So interesting. Everything is interesting, guys. Tell me, what are you drinking? Everyone, put a glass up and tell me what you're drinking. Talking Sip Saturday night. Those on Instagram, those on TikTok, those on Facebook, and those on YouTube. What are you drinking? I'm having a glass of wine, Merlot. And while I'm having a glass of wine, which I would not have any more than that, because I just realized that the second glass of wine, second glass which I have, I didn't open it properly with the screw thing, But at the same time, I like to drink water. Water is good for you. Yeah. So therefore, we're crazy. SPECI, interesting. A. Now the A is very interesting, guys. A is alpha. Alpha. The alpha, the omega, the beginning. Right? We're all beginners. This is what I came up with this point. And I saw it very clearly. We're all beginners. You having a bottle of water, Dr. Priscilla? Fantastic. Water is good for you. We're all beginners. We're all leaders. We're all at the top of the game. Even God made us that way. The alpha, the omega, the beginning. The beginning. Alpha. And if we formalize that or formulate that in our mindset, everyone to recognize without a doubt that we are beginners. Because there's only one. Yeah? Where's this going? Where's it going? Trust me, it's going far. You just have to hang on there. It's going to land. It's going to land. All it is special. All it's about it is special. You asked a question on TikTok. You said God. You mentioned about God being white and God being Santa being white. And I'm actually breaking it down to you just to say that I don't believe that God is white. I don't believe in Santa Claus. So I don't understand anything about being white. So you asked that question. So I'm just breaking it down to show you that all ideas contend and how we can pull things in a different angle to see how things evolve and work out. God is a white, big bearded man in the sky. Who said that? Ask this question to anyone now. Someone said, God is a big, white, bearded man in the sky. Who said that? Where did that come from? Break that down. You see, we all have these perceptions which has been put to us, thrown down to us for years. And we did not take the time to analyze it and break it and work it out for ourselves. Anyway, interesting alpha. And the last one, and this is the last one, love. Love. I need love. That's the last one. Love. Yeah. Simple. That harnesses everything and all. Tell me this. Do you believe Earth is older than 6,000 years old? I have no idea about that. You see, that's the thing. Somebody just asked me a question. Do you believe the Earth is older than 6,000 years old? Do you believe the Earth? Anyone answer that question. Do you believe the Earth is older than 6,000 years old? Honestly speaking, I don't care. I don't care one hoot if the Earth is 5,000 years old, 10,000 years old, 100,000 years old. I don't care one hoot. You see, there are things sometimes which are not relevant or pertinent this time. Because we get into that. Well, that's just me. I'm just saying that from my perspective. We get into so many intricate things, so many things which are not necessary, and somehow we may come across as being intellectual or so bright. But really and truly, it's irrelevant whether the earth is 6,000 years old or not. You know? Yeah. So therefore, you know, so 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 the beautiful thing about this, and this is what I'm picking up, and that's why I went back, and this is actually linking back into even the same constitutional thing. This is linking up back straight into slavery. This is linking up back to the Tainos, the Arawak Indians. Who was the first person that came to Jamaica? Was Christopher Columbus first, or did someone discover Christopher Columbus when he came to Jamaica? Who is it? You know, the next question is again, um, were black people, um, sailing across the seas, having all these different trading going on at the same time. What does the book say, or who says it? Is it the book say it? Who write the books? We asked for Black History Month. We want a month that we can actually teach and we can recognize. But who is going to teach it? Who's going to teach it? The same person that you're asking for. So Elbrus 88, what I'll actually say to you is this: very simple. You're very passionate about the Bible, and maybe so much trying to disprove the Bible. And most time persons who try to do that, actually, you know what happens? They end up believing in the Bible. Josh McDowell, that wrote that book, Evidence That Demands a Verdict, actually tried to do so, and by doing so, he ended up believing so. So I can see that there's great faith in you, that you know all of them. Adam and Eve, were they real people? At least you speaking about Adam and Eve. God, and God, you talk about God, and at least say God is white. So at least you believe in God. There's a person who said that, how can God do this and how can God do that? As a matter of fact, I'm not going to believe in him because I don't like what he did. And there it goes. He proved the point right there. He proved the point. He believes in God, but he just doesn't like God. Bible cannot be true. And there, Elbrus, you're saying the Bible cannot be true. So who is telling a lie? What is the truth? Do you know the truth? And that is why they said, regarding the Bible, you got to be inspired. Inspiration is a key thing. Inspired by God, inspired by the Spirit. You cannot just read the word just with head knowledge. It will just be an empty, flat book. You got to have the Holy Spirit. Very much. And I can see you're a Darwinist, so much respect, and thank you so much for your contribution. And yes, and we all have to play a part in the whole process, and we all have to think it through. So God bless you for that. Dr. Priscilla said, we're already here in the Caribbean, brown and black skin. They discovered us. No, actually, they didn't discover us. We discovered them. The brown and black skin discovered them. Christopher Columbus was discovered. We didn't discover him. He didn't discover us. Because when he said discovered for whom? For Queen Elizabeth and Ferdinand in Spain. He found the New World or so, and go and tell them that. And then these persons, the black and brown, you know what they did? They also found Christopher Columbus, and they went and told theirs as well. All depends on who tell the story. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bless you. It's all is who tell the story. As I just said a while ago, Christopher Columbus, Queen Ferdinand, and Queen Elizabeth and Ferdinand or whatever sent him out to look for something. He found something, and he went back and he told them. And at the same time, the black and brown skin, they also found something, and they went and they also tell him as well. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, boss. Lester, you ready? Yeah. No? You can you hear? No, can hear you. I don't know. I can hear you. Ah, okay, Mr. Controversy. Um, yeah. So let me see that there. I think we lost that there. Yeah. So anyway, that's but anyway, as I was saying, now let's go back to a key point which I flagged up for in discussion for the show. And as you can see, the flyer there, and the flyer which spoke to the whole issue of the diaspora, and the diaspora talking about UK diaspora and constitutional reforms plus more. And the constitutional reform is that the UK is about to embark on a series of um, nationwide discussion in regards to the reform of the constitution, and to hear from the diaspora as to their views in regards to Jamaica becoming a republic, you know, and also at the same time, what is the best republic that we think Jamaica needs, and how that can be achieved, and the purpose of the diaspora as well, as a matter of fact, for that. And I think that this is a very important time, ladies and gentlemen. Very crucial and important. But then speaking to some people at the same time, they say, well, Silburn, do you notice who is talking about this a lot? Who is talking about it a lot are the people in a way that won't be impacted, whatever the outcome is, because they're like overseas, they're like not there, and they're able to weather the storm. The persons who are not talking about it really are the persons who should be talking about it. You know, that's the question. The persons not talking about it are the persons that should be talking about it. Yeah. All right, Lester.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you got a serious yeah, yeah. Lester's coming back. So the persons that should be talking about it are the persons who are not talking about it. All right. And somehow one could say that there's been somewhat of a silence in regards to the whole discussion regarding the constitutional reform. But it's not that it is silent, it is just that the persons who are interested are the ones that will go and seek it out. It could be that it is not in your face, not coming into your face straight and stuff like that. Yeah. And how can that be rectified? But I believe a strong point is that whenever it goes out on a different platform overseas or so, then the influence of a diaspora somehow will also give it some sort of push, and such a push will somehow make it a bit very very dynamic. But I do not see that it is something which is going to happen very soon. It might be happening a very long time from now regarding the whole bit regarding Jamaica becoming a republic. You know, every nation is looking for that. You know, and in my interview with Minister uh, Terrelong, and we had a brief discussion about this online. I mean, while he was live, and he said that big things are going on a yard, big things are going on Jamaica, and with these big things which is going on a yard, um, I started to think about it and say, hang on a second. As someone was saying, if big things are going on a yard and everything is all right, that means that people are going to say, why am I not sending money a yard, man? Everybody all right, man. Everything cool, innit? Let's say you're all right. You okay? Is you
Yeah,
still
man.
okay now? What
Yeah.
what happened? What
I
happened
was
there?
I wasn't hearing you.
Oh, you weren't okay. Yeah, your thing was also very very low keyed as well, in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
Always here, always. Well, good evening, sir. What are you drinking? I'm just sort of pushing the drinks tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I'm having some discussion. You know, as you can see, it's a very limited wine, and your thing is very
I'm, I'm drinking my okra water with lime and cucumber.
okra water. That nice, boss?
Nice for me, healthy for me.
No, but I'm just asking you. I mean, cause we're like, is it nice, or is it just because you know the why? The why is a strong factor. Why you drinking it?
Yeah, nice for me.
No, I'm asking this question, Lester. Listen to the question. It's nice for you because you know why you're drinking it. Was it nice for you before you know why you should be drinking it? You understand what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
yes.
Was it nice before? You were drinking it before.
Yeah, yeah. it's, it's nice.
No. I'm still gonna have to dig a bit further. Okay. Why? Okay. Why you not drinking Red Stripe? And
I stop,
well,
I
no,
stop,
no,
I stop,
Heineken.
I stop, I've stopped drinking processed beverages
Yeah.
overall
Yes. And then the reason why
because I have diabetes or had diabetes.
had diabetes. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to say there. So therefore, if there was no diagnosis of diabetes, would you have been drinking what you're drinking now?
Maybe not the okra water per se, but water. Yeah,
Okay,
I
water.
would,
We understand.
I would,
So therefore,
I would have stopped drinking totally anyway.
yeah. So therefore, the question I'm asking you then is, would it be something that you would have drank normally? The
Yes,
okra. Okay,
yes.
okay, that's okay. That answered the question then, because I was just trying to see. It's nice now because when you know why you're doing something, it doesn't matter because you know that there's a reason why. But if it wasn't before or something like that. Anyway, um,
But
why?
Silver,
Yeah,
a lot of people might not even believe me, but I am like with food, I'm weird like that. Like in high school, I
yeah.
don't know if you know the big sugar bun them.
I used to love the sugar bun in a
So
backside.
I used to take the sugar bun and we put patty in it, banana chips, like rice and peas, cheese, and squeeze bag juice on it and scratch it up and eat it. So,
Hold on.
so
Did you say back juice?
yeah,
So the sugar bun. I know the big sugar bun.
yes, we put patty in it,
I know the patty. I can work out the patty bit. Yes.
cheese, banana chips, rice and peas, squeeze the bag juice on it and eat it.
All at one, not like separate, not like
All at once. All
wow,
at once.
wow. And that nice.
Yes.
But the thing about it at that time, we were killing ourselves with all these sweet processed food, isn't it?
And still are. And people still are doing it.
Yeah. I saw this donut company started off in Jamaica recently, and I was surprised how people are
Why?
just really huh? Sorry.
Why are you surprised?
Huh?
Why are you surprised of people how people that behave?
The people lining up for that for sugar, pure sugar, virgin. I
So
can
so
understand.
when so when people line up for National Bakery, what the difference? When people line up for Sugar and Spice, what the difference? HTB, I mean Coronation Bakery, what's the difference? Them all so sweet.
Maybe, I guess maybe because the overseas company with just filling up with all of these
But Burger King and KFC is not local.
you got a point, Lester. That shuts me up actually, in a sense. So is it a good thing then? These lining up for these
Yes,
things.
it's a good thing because it's a business that Lisa Hanna and her husband opened in a Jamaica, which give Jamaicans jobs.
Oh, this
Wonderful thing.
this crispy company. Crispy.
Yeah, they have the rights to Jamaica. I don't see why. Remember, nobody is because I was in the blogs with people and because of the whole of them one by one, like about 300, and I attack them one by one because I'm saying, why is it good for National Bakery to have Easter bun with full of sugar? Why is it good for Pepsi Cola and Coca Cola, Red Stripe, all these companies in Jamaica putting out products with a whole of sugar same way?
Yeah.
But Krispy Kreme cannot be allowed to. I mean, come on, what are we doing?
Yes, I see where you're coming from, Lester. I see where you're coming from, in the sense that it's the same difference. It's just a different.
What nutritional good does KFC have to the Jamaican public? What nutritional good?
Fill and belly.
Okay, it's the same thing.
So, so this so this whole thing about diabetes and the sugar thing. I mean, Chris Stofton is talking about giving $1 million or so to, or a million or a couple million to MPs for the
Yeah,
constituency to help them with
yeah.
health. Um, isn't this
Hmm.
sugar and sweetness counteracting all of that?
No, it's not. How is it counteracting it?
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but I think we can all accept. Well, I don't know if people can respond to this. We can all accept, or we can actually think, and I'm just making this one out, that so much sweetness is not good.
That's true. Just like so much water is not good.
No, 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 no. Let's break it down. I hear it's enough too much water. Anything, and too much of anything is not good. But at the same time, if you're having food in a sense which is full of salt, for argument's sake,
Yeah,
very processed, and you're not actually having too much of it in a sense,
yeah,
it can actually be unhealthy.
yes,
Isn't that what I'm trying to say? I'm not talking about having too much, okay, like say having too much water. Having, I'm talking about having a normal standard amount of KFC, a normal standard amount of um, food in a sense, which is highly processed and lots of salt and sugar, which many people talk about is not healthy.
but okay. You know why I have a problem with people attacking Krispy Kreme per se?
No, I'm not attacking it. I'm just,
Not, not talking about no, no. I'm
yeah,
not talking about you. I'm
yeah,
saying the overall conversation. Number one, they're saying that it's an American company.
mm,
So is Burger King, so is KFC, so is Taco Bell, so is Popeyes, so is Wendy's, so is Baskin Robbins, and all these companies that are in Jamaica,
yeah,
right? They're all United States based companies. That's one. Two, Jamaica's diet, our lifestyle of choice in food gives us diabetes. So even if Krispy Kreme wasn't there, Burger King, KFC, our regular diet that we eat gives us diabetes. So we are pointing to Krispy Kreme, and we already our lifestyle of how we eat already has been making us one of the highest diabetic countries in the world.
mm.
So
So the,
Krispy Kreme is not doing anything that we have not been doing for the last 60 or 70 years.
yeah. But do you understand where I'm coming from, no, Lester? The point I'm trying to say now is that yes, I accept that, and yes, there's a double standard, and yes, there's a lot of contradiction. But at the same time, are we not saying that continuous and consistent with this is not healthy for a nation?
Yeah.
So therefore, what are we going to do about it? I mean, let's take out Crispy out of this picture, out of the zone, and look at anyone who has diabetes, and they recognize that they got to start cut down their sugar level, cut down all of these things. Got
Mm-hmm.
to recognize. I saw a guy the other day, and he was saying he doesn't drink water. He only drink juices and sweet stuff. And I said to him,
Yeah.
don't let the doctor tell you, say you need to cut down water. you need to cut down some of those things. Start cut it down in half, if anything.
Yeah.
Because for years, I grew up in, as I said, I grew up in Jamaica, Brownstown, um, going from York Castle High School, reaching down. We used to go to Spicy Nice, these sugar bun, and all those sort
Yeah.
of things. Those sweet, just love these sweet things. Love Coca Cola, but
Mm-hmm.
after a while now, these are not good for you.
True.
So in a way, what I'm trying to say is that the contradiction, I understand the contradiction is hypocritical at the same time when it come on to crispy, but the bigger scheme of thing, in the bigger scheme of thing, um what is the country doing, I mean what Chris Tufton is trying to do at the same time, isn't this sort of contradicting his role?
What Christopher is doing, and much respect to Dr. Christopher, one of the hardest working ministers of government and MP, is a man I totally respect. Is a man that I have had conversations with, um, close to persons on his team and stuff like that, persons in his office. But $1 million per constituency, what is that going to do? What we need is subsidy in farming, right? I was speaking to my mother today, and I was talking to her about the same thing, the lifestyle of food that she eats and stuff like that. In the high season, when there are a lot of vegetables and stuff like that, and the price of healthy staple foods
Yeah,
is very cheap, right? So people can access, the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the lettuce and the callaloo and all these things. They can access it quite easily because it's in abundance. Once food is in abundance in the markets,
yeah,
and on the farms, the prices are very, very low. Now, if you have a flood or you have drought, then the prices skyrocket. So what do you think people are going to do? People are going to revert back to the rice and the flour and the bad eating. Right? Because these things are constantly cheap, are constantly available, constantly in excess. So what we need is, number one, I think this government or any government should take a stand and say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move away from a pork diet. We're going to move away from a beef diet, right? We can still produce these things, but just export them.
yeah,
100% export them, right? We are going to stop using the wheat flour, but we'll start using cassava flour or breadfruit flour.
mm,
um, there's so many other healthy alternative in terms of flour that we can use, right?
yeah,
Why are we still you buying expensive rice from Guyana and China and America and these places? There's
mm,
a lot of alternative locally that we can use. So we if we put a ban on it or high cess or high taxes on it, then it won't be profitable. But these things are accessible to people who have little or limited means. So the bad lifestyle choices of eating is going to continue. $1 million per constituency, that's $63 million. That's not going to help at all in what it is
yeah,
supposed to.
yeah, yeah. I hear what I hear what you're saying about that, and so maybe it should come in like 63 million in one big drove instead of individually. So therefore, it more impact in one lump sum or so.
It's not just money.
Mm.
It's not just money. It
It's a
is
lifestyle.
the lifestyle, and it is just cutting off the access to something. So it's like telling a child that don't put the pin in the socket, right? It's a child.
Mm.
Better you have child preventative things in your house that it will not it's a deterrent or inaccessible to the child. That's
Mm.
how you stop it, you know. But if you have it accessible there, the child I go do it,
Yeah,
you know. So that is the thing.
yeah.
Like even rabbit. Rabbit is a healthy alternative for a protein.
Yes, yes, yes.
Healthy alternative.
Well, anyway, I just hope that somehow people sort of heed some of these health things as soon as possible. And so I'm not hitting out. I understand the double standard thing, and I won't touch it. So all the best, and I'm sure it has also bring in a lot of employment at the same time and resources
Yeah.
for the country. isn't it?
Richard Lake and Lisa Hanna, has done well in the fast food industry and in the real estate industry, and they have done and it's because they also own the rights to Burger King in Jamaica.
Yes.
So they have employed thousands of people,
And I guess
and
that
they
is why. Go on. Sorry.
and they'll continue to do a great job in their multiple businesses and employing Jamaicans. And if other American fast food franchise wants to come, why not? It's jobs for Jamaicans.
Yeah. And I guess at the same time, that's why maybe Lisa is also realizing, can't bother the foolishness, politics and stuff like that.
Lisa should have left politics a long time ago. Why
Uh,
would you subject yourself to these disrespect and these stress and heartache and just not healthy conditions to work in when you have this huge conglomerate that you
mm,
are running? It
mm,
doesn't make no sense.
yeah. Anyway, I noticed you're dressed in JLP colors. And ladies and gentlemen, Lester is this is a Silburn show. Of course, we accommodate everyone and welcome anyone in their PNP colors as well or the UIC colors. But anything special about the JLP today?
Yeah, the 8th of July 1943, the JLP was established by the national hero, His Excellency Bustamante,
Mm,
Alexander Clark, you know. Um, and it's a great institution. I think it's the second oldest political party in the Caribbean. Um, and it has all true to the tradition of empowering and building Jamaicans over the years.
which is the first country? Which is the first one?
PMP.
Oh, PNP. Okay, so that's leading the charge. And I think last week was Norman Washington Manley. Was his birthday or something like that? Something or PNP thing.
I have no idea.
But I thought you're very objective at the same time with everything, or you just
It's about objectiveness. I don't know. I don't know when this.
you just don't know because it
No,
was.
I,
I mean,
and it's not because he's a PMP. I just don't know.
okay, because last week I saw that Mark Golden was at some event for him, and
No.
likewise I also noticed that was JLP as well, and I thought a person of your stature, or you just shut off certain things.
No. Silver. I mean, I hate PMP. My father was a PMP. I tell people that why.
I mean, just like Andrew Holden's father.
That man vote Labour straight now. So
In vote labor, a PNP voting for labor, right?
uh, he vote Labour straight now.
Well,
You
somebody said that PNP doing well also. They complement each other. One of the things that I'm actually picking up as well is that I don't know. There's like a silence on the political zone. People are saying it's a silly season, but I don't see anything silly going on in a way.
what is beginning to happen now? Is that Brogard has sat in the
And
driver's seat.
ladies and gentlemen, for those wondering on TikTok also, the term bro God refers to the Honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Yeah, and Brogard and Cisgard. So
And what?
and Cisgard,
We see God.
his wife.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
First, I'm hearing that Scott. Okay.
Okay. So Andrew Holness has sat in the driver's seat and turned on the engine, and the campaign vehicle is being warmed up. Start moving, being warmed up. So
So him
I
turn it
see.
on. Him turn it on. Him turn it on.
So the oil I run over the piston, the man, it get warm up and things. So whenever me see him going in tracksuit and a shirt like this, um,
And I run.
I know some gonna touch the road. It gonna be a whole different animal. We are gonna see a lot of things moving and stuff like that.
Mm.
So and there has been some stuff that has happened over the last 48 hours. that I can't mention, but it looks positive. It looks positive.
Well, there's been a lot of announcements over the past 2 weeks. The one regarding the children therapeutic center,
Yeah.
um, and there's more which I can't recall, but there's been a raft of announcements which has been happening. And when I hear announcement which is happening, some people will say it's read between the lines. Um, but I believe that at the same time, if announcements are being made and it is positive and it is true, then it should be highlighted.
Well,
Yes.
well, no, it's about timing. It's about timing, and just
Yeah.
like how the poll came out, and this poll is showing that the PMP is more favorable at this time. Um, and the Jamaica Labour Party is not worried or scared of that. I mean, the polls should be showing that because the opposition have all the time in the world to campaign, and people can hear them voice, and so the GLP MPs or ministers are busy. They are part of a central government, and they are working. Or should be working, I should say. Because not all of them are work.
But
You
but
know.
but why did Mr. Minister of Information was taking the airwaves and trying to um rip it apart, the rise in the polls, if they weren't worried
That,
about
that,
it?
that, that's a Nesta thing, and he felt compelled to. I don't think that was sanctioned by the government or by the party for him to do that. It
Really?
is, it is, no, it is, and he as a minister, he has autonomy to do these things and defend. Um, if you were politically balanced, you'd have watched Chopper John's show to see where Dr. Andrew Wheatley was on it, and he was agreeing with the poll. I am agreeing with the poll also.
Mm.
You
So
know,
so
uh,
so Nesta, we say he went off on his own tangent.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he has his opinion on the polls.
Mm.
I mean, remember, polls can be subjective, but for me, Dan Anderson has been consistently a good pollster. I can't beat Dan Anderson when the polls are against the JLP, but when the same Dan Anderson do the polls and it is pro JLP, right? I praise him. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Dan
Uh,
Anderson is very
yeah.
consistent, one of the best pollsters in the region.
Mm.
The last
Somebody,
time that
so,
got it wrong was
hold
in
on, hold
2020.
on, hold on, hold on. Somebody just said, "I'd love to hear the host interview a PNP one day." Can you just say how many PNP may interview on this, Lester? Just
No,
speak it
just tell him to go and watch the YouTube videos as far back as possible.
out.
The evidence is there.
Yeah, go back
You
and watch you.
You had Matt Golden on your show. You have Peter Bunting. You have interviewed, I think Dayton Campbell. I think also.
No, no.
No,
Delano Franklin the
Dylan
late
Frank-
Delano Franklin couple times.
Come on.
And what's his name again? Dr. Andre Horton as well.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
Um,
Julian Frank Robinson. Yeah,
you have interviewed
yeah,
many. You have
yeah,
interviewed more PMP than JLP.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And,
It's
and
just that
as a matter of fact, I'm not. The only one. The two, actually, the three senior JLP that I've interviewed actually, and actually the latest one in a long time was Dr. Terry Long. Sorry, not Dr. Terry, MP Terry Long. Andrew Holness I interviewed the time just before he won, and Christopherson I interviewed some long time ago. So actually,
and Rhoda Crawford.
and Rhoda Crawford as well. You know, so you can't listen to your hashtag, you know what I mean? If we and come again and stuff like that, you know. And I'm not here to appease anybody about who me interview and talk. You know what I mean? Just to let you know that, you know. I'm not here to you
No,
can watch me, you know.
she can't be pleased, because her thing is just that oppose. So if you interview 5 JLP and 6 PMP, she got opposed to that. If you interview 6-6,
Yes, yes,
you
yes,
understand me?
yes,
If you
yes,
interview 5-5, she gonna say why never interview 6-6.
yeah.
So she
As
got
a,
argue something.
as a matter of fact, when I interviewed UIC, people were saying me join UIC as well.
Multiple times you interview members of UIC.
Huh?
Multiple times. Multiple times you have interviewed members of UIC.
Yeah. Just you know, and but anyway, moving away from that, and I must say though that Jamaicans, I believe very strongly, have got to go high, and stop getting to. I mean, let's. I have no problem with you wearing a JLP hat, and I don't mind if a PNP person come on. We must be able to talk as long as we can talk civil and have this discussion. Because at the end of the day, in the UK here, you got the Conservative and you got the Labour Party, and I must say this. I must say this. The Conservative have won the last two elections. But guess what? Guess what the polls were all saying before? Guess what the
That
polls were
the,
saying? Huh?
that the Labour Party is in front.
Labour Party was, because when Ed Miliband won, no, when Ed Miliband ran against who was it? David Cameron at the time. Ed Miliband also had this placard like like coming down from the mountaintop. When Moses was coming from the mountaintop with the plaque, and it was so big, you know what I mean? And I said, where did they miss it? And then the time when they had the coalition at the time, the sign that came right there, and this is what the pundits were saying, and there's a very key strategist guy in the UK, I forget his name, he's professor guy, and he said what this is actually saying. I always watch it late in the night, when they're going through and the exit polls come, and say what this is actually saying is that the people have spoken and they do not have confidence in one party only, and that is why the coalition was formed between Lib Dem and the Conservative. I still would love to see Jamaica. I'd love to see Jamaica have a coalition somehow. I'd love to see some.
We could have got hard tonight, because me have my Nesta Morgan T-shirt. I'm gonna bring out several more, but look here.
Yeah.
But look here. What I spoke to a popular JLP person today, not a minister or a MP, and I've said to them that the party is 80-year old. Jamaica is 61-year-old this year, right?
61 from what?
Or 62.
61 from what? 61 from what?
In terms of independence, we can debate. We can debate.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
I'm saying it is time to mature up now as a people, where if you interview, this is your platform. If you want to interview peer PMP, you understand me? The person shouldn't come on your platform and try to rag you about it. If they don't like what them say, go on next platform. I want to be disrespectful, but we are saying, why would you come on a platform that is offending you and telling the host how to run his show? But the maturity needs to step in terms of the society on a whole. It's a society. And when you live in places like the United Kingdom, Europe, where we live, we see a mature approach to elections and to campaigning, and it's so respectful, and debate and stuff like that. And in Jamaica, it's a festivity moment. It's like we lose all bearings of common sense and decency. I don't think that in the UK or here there's this debate on whether are you to sign a code of conduct. People that conduct themselves. You have to sign a special code of conduct to behave. You have big parliamentarians. Why?
Hold on. You just said a while ago there's no need for this code of conduct because they're big people then.
Yeah.
So you don't believe that they should sign the 7 code of conduct?
No.
Why not, Lester?
Why we have these 63 people sitting in the parliament then? If them can't, Silver, do you have to sign a code of conduct to take care of your mother, or not to kill your mother, or not to kill your sister? Is there some code you have to sign?
That's a bit different, because your mother and your father is something which you weren't elected to be.
But Silver, do you know after your family members offend you and disappoint you?
No, your blood. Your
Yeah,
blood.
but I'm saying these people offend you a lot more than strangers.
But their blood is stronger, man. Blood is thicker.
No, but Silver, in Silver, but people kill people who they're related to more than or they kill strangers.
Lester, listen, I will never deviate from this. The seven code of conduct should be something which all parliamentarians or everyone who is elected to, even persons on the board, persons in public bodies should actually sign up to, Lester. I mean,
Silver, do you know why
oh,
they call him honorable?
sorry,
Do you know why the British coined the term honorable before this person's name?
because you know why they do honorable? Because they give them a higher position, a higher job, and they give them the honorable. That doesn't mean to say they're honorable.
No.
Go
The
on, okay, go on.
expectation of honorable behavior,
Yes.
right? The expectation of honorable behavior, the expectation that we're going to put certain things, our best character forward for the interests of this institution, the parliament and the society on a whole. So I'm saying I don't think we have to, if you have to force parliamentarians, big man and big women, force them, like, that's what they're doing.
Well,
You literally
well,
whip them up in the box to sign on piece of paper.
well,
And I
well,
will we've
yeah, go
seen
on.
in the past
Mm,
code of conduct being signed, and what happened to it?
mm.
The both parties,
Let's
right,
let's let's
tear it up.
I'm actually in the process of doing 7 videos on the 7 code of conduct, and I see no reason why they can't sign up to a document that says selflessness. Holders of public office should act solely in terms of the public interest. 2, integrity. Holders of public office should not place themselves under any financial order. Objectivity, carrying out public business. Accountability, openness, honesty, leadership. I see no reason why they shouldn't sign it. Just because you're honorable, that doesn't mean to say that you're actually signing up to some code of conduct whereby there's transparency and accountability.
Yes, that's what it means. If you're going to the House of Parliament as a member or the representative, right? All these things that you said is a given.
Listen, I'm looking at this thing here now, and it says subscription to leadership commitment to code of conduct, and I'm gonna share it up since we are here because I just did my little research here and I'll just bring it up, and upon what I'm seeing here, I'm not seeing um members of the JLP of the Jamaica Labour Party on it. I'm seeing 22 persons subscription to leadership commitment to code of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
122 from Mark Golden to Joyce Denise Daly, MP, opposition shadow cabinet. Why can't the present government sign up to something like this? Even when I was standing one time for the diaspora thing some years ago for an office in the diaspora thing, I didn't win, but we had to sign up to the Nolan principles.
Mm-hmm.
It is something which is expected of leaders. In the UK, they have to sign up to it, Lester. Okay, we're not going to compare Jamaica with the UK for anything, but in the UK, they have to sign up to it. I think you should go and have a chat with the Prime Minister.
No, I think it's not unnecessary, and not because the Labour Party not do it. Okay, I didn't even know that let them don't sign up to it.
It's
I,
wrong,
I
man.
think I think we are holding big. What I'm saying, Silver, is that
Yeah.
we should be so far beyond giving people a piece of paper because it's not a legal document either. If them break any one of it, what are you gonna do? They're gonna not be member of parliament anymore.
Lester, can I say this something to you? What the Prime Minister did in the UK and the members of the Conservative Party when they were in office and they breached the sort of rules for the COVID um, time because they were telling people they need to stay in and they were doing things otherwise.
Yeah.
These are not things which are laws which are or rules which gonna give you put you into prison. You
Yes.
understand? These are stuff which are talking about office,
Yes.
accountability,
Yes.
credibility,
Yes.
integrity. That's
Yes.
what we're talking about,
Yes.
integrity. And if integrity falls short, If objectivity falls short, if legality falls short, then
Yeah.
actually you reach to the point where you can have some sort of impeachment. And that is why the constitutional reform should have impeachment. The constitutional reform should have things like people within the constituency should be able to recall a member of parliament if they fall short. I hear something saying that some
That
of
is
the
correct.
I hear something saying you can pay $20,000 if an MP actually or they breach something with the code of con or something with the integrity commission in order to keep them quiet or come on, Lester, man, come on,
I can't speak to that. And as I said, I didn't know that the JLP members didn't sign on to it, right? But what I am saying
what?
to you,
Yeah,
Silver,
mm,
is that
mm,
in the past, right, we have seen where both sides have breached the same code of conduct, right?
yeah,
I have seen where them sign all type of code of conduct. And I'm saying to you, if this document is not a legal document, right?
mm,
And again, we can't compare the politics of the United Kingdom to the politics in the Caribbean.
yes.
But what is the worst thing that's going to happen if they break this code of conduct?
The worst thing that should happen. The worst thing
No,
that should happen. Sorry. Okay.
as in
Okay.
should I'm saying, what does the code of conduct say if they break it?
Well. I mean, it's up to the prime minister to say to the person, um, you know, I'm inviting you to step down, if anything, from their political position. That is,
Yeah,
if you're a minister, but of course,
yeah.
you can't ask them to leave their constituency because they're voted in. I mean, just like the guy, what's the guy name? The guy that is alleged beat up his wife or beat up his girlfriend, and he's now an independent. I'm using
What
the
now?
word alleged. Huh?
Yeah, but the JLP is wrong for doing that.
But they did. Why did they do it, Lester?
But they're wrong. I'm saying there's no criminal case against this man. So how can the JLP act and punish this man when there's no criminal case against this man?
Why did
The,
they do it, Lester? Why?
but
Why
hold
did
on,
they do?
the law of the land, the agents of the state who should adjudicate over that alleged incident. There's no case before the court. There's no case in front of the police station or in front of a RN. But the Jamaica Labour Party has punished him for something that he has not been um, properly find out that he has done.
Mm.
I don't get it.
But it seems to me, Lester, that the reason why they did so is to save face because the pressure was on. So they moved by public opinion and public pressure because it is alleged that the gentleman beat up the woman with a big stool or something like that. It is alleged. I, it's one of those silly things, I must say. It's a bit silly to a certain extent. Everybody knows. Jamaica have a thing where they say, "Boy, in Jamaica, we know that long time, and I know nothing new. I true we know that long time, Mister Man. You need to encourage the members of the Labour Party, every single one of them, to sign up to the 7 key aspects of the code of conduct. I'm asking you to tell.
I will do no such thing because I think it's rubbish. We cannot ask big man and big women who are elected member of parliament to act in accordance to why they were elected in the first place.
Yes, yes,
Because hold on, take away the 7 code of conduct, right? The
yes,
things that are on it. Aren't we expecting these MPs to be these things anyway?
yes. 7 principles of public life. Yes,
Yes, we are. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, for me, this is my expectation of all 63 MP. I'm not about labor right now. I'm not about
yeah,
all 63 MP. This is my
yeah.
expectation of every civil servant, every public servant.
Lester. I was thinking about it again, and I was saying that what should have happened in the first instance before someone become an MP? Because as you said, these are big people. They should have the within the party system. The Labour Party have their structure. The con not the not, I was going to say the Conservative, the PNP have their structure. So therefore, these 63 persons who are going to run, they all sign up to this thing beforehand. They all sign up to certain things and they're vetted. So therefore, there's this body which oversees them, PNP and JLP. So therefore, when they win, there's not an issue with the Integrity Commission because guess what? It's been done already. Because what you
Who,
have said,
who,
what you have said, this is what you said. These are big men and women. These are people who are in their own right. So really and truly, that should have been done long time.
but Silver, what I'm as for me, me could stop give people the benefit of the doubt. Me could stop give people a way out.
Yeah.
If we want these code of conduct to mean something, put
Mhm.
it into law.
Yeah.
Simple. Put it into law. If
You
you
want
put
to
it
put
into law, I'm the first one to jump up and say, them for sign it. But
yeah.
you can't have a piece of document that if them take it and them tear it up in front of the Prime Minister, there's no recourse the Prime Minister can take.
Yeah. Let's hear what Ashrag insists on joining. So let's hear what she has to say.
Hi, good night, good morning. Hi, host, and hi, Nesta. Nesta,
Lester, you
you
here?
are such a young,
No, why should don't join the live?
no?
Why don't join the YouTube live?
No, anyway, no. I don't know. I'll probably do it next time or next week.
Yeah, because you don't
But
have to show your face in. But why
I
not?
have
We're,
one person.
we're listening to you now. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Now, you asked Nesta if he thought that they should join or they should sign the documents. He said no,
Mm.
right? He said that they're unavailable, and he said that there's a word called honorable that goes before their name,
Honorable, yes.
right? And then yes, and then he did step put his foot in his own mouth. He said it's the expectation of honorable, right? Now, if we do not see it is that is there, that body is there, and at any time at all you fall short of expectation, as you use the word, of honorable, then you ought to come and be accountable and let us say what is happening. Just let us see where you fell from grace, and you have to address it, and you have to deal with it. Because if there's a place of honorable, I don't come from honorable, I don't refer to honorable and any side of you understand? But you can't tell me that honorable is there and you is there and you use the same word. We expect you to be honorable. Now, when you're not being honorable, when we see things that you do that's not honorable, like what that man did and beat his wife publicly, we're in the age of social media where it's not that top that probably say they saw it. The whole world is able to see it now. So if I need the word, so
First, and that's not being discussed about.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Let's before we come on to Ron, Lester, what she's actually saying is that the word honorable have some sort of attributes to it, and if one fall outside of the attributes of honorable as what these seven principles are, then they should step away, isn't it, Hashrak, or something like that?
step away, step away.
That's what she, let's take a pin there. Let me hear what Ron said. I just add Ron. Ron.
I've come in just to give some praise to the politicians. I know they always getting harassed at all angles, but it's an extremely difficult job with revolving particles. And anybody who steps up to serve the people must be they must be strong and resilient of character. And with the economic issues that we're all facing as humans and as countries, anybody who puts themselves forward to serve the country must be given the highest regard. And we should all consider all of the factors before casting any type of judgment.
On them.
Definitely. Because it's easy to say you did this or this, that I would do this, but many people haven't been in the position to serve. Many people don't deal with the revolving factors that it takes to be a politician. It takes to serve the people, to be selfless. And yes, some people do get blinded by the lights and take other negative steps, but there's government bodies and people's opinions which deal with it. It's not for the people. I need people to take a softer stance on politicians because sometimes it can bubble up to violence and all of these things. No, they're stepping in to serve. We need to know what problems they're dealing with.
Okay. 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 So let's so let me just clarify. So what I believe you're saying, Rowan, is that there should be a softer approach to them because of the fact that they are serving. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But also at the same time, are you saying that the code of conduct or the seven code should be relaxed or it should be adhered to? Just want to clarify.
Saying that there should be a body which is specifically designed to deal with that. But when they're making their decisions, they're not basing on emotions. They're including all of the factors. For example, the UK government, the party that you mentioned,
Yeah.
people were partying. It was an issue. Everybody was in an uproar. But at the time, it was a global pandemic. There was a load of negative things going on,
Yes.
and you know, I'm not holding that against them per se. You're in a public office,
Yeah.
you're working all day, you've got all of this stuff to deal with. If I was making a decision about that,
Yeah.
I would take a softer stance on that because of their position to serve.
So if we say for the UK government, for argument's sake, I'm gonna let Ashwag, I'm gonna let come in after I say this to Rowan. So what you're saying, like with Boris Johnson and what is going on with the Partygate, you're saying things are a bit too harsh on them. Is that what you're saying? Because of the
Yes.
okay.
Carrying us through the pandemic. The pandemic was absolutely horrible.
Yes.
The worst period of time, massive depression, mass stress, had to make difficult work. So since they carried us through that, and us being victims, for them to come back and starting to say, it's unhealthy.
Yes.
Unhealthy.
Okay.
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 Let,
Let's
let
what
me tell you from the pandemic point of view.
one second.
From a pandemic point of view, we'll get into from the pandemic point of view. Okay? You should also mention that because that is the easiest one for me to address. It is that we, the people, were tricked into thinking we're in a particular um, diseased, plagued world and society, and we had to be locked down and shut down. The parties who are in charge, they knew, I don't tell you how we knew, I'll tell you how we knew. They knew that this was not so because they were out there while we were being shut down and forced into homes and being told that we can't get food to buy until a certain time and lockdown is still a can't. They were out there partying. They were out there partying.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Ashwag, I want to stop you right there because your point is very clear, and Robert's point is very clear. Your position is that zero tolerance. What Ron is actually saying, relax a bit. You know, it's a bit too harsh at the same time based on the pressure at that moment. Lester, I don't know if you heard.
I'm kind of here tomorrow. Everyone said.
Um,
First of all, let me clear up this. Um, the MP Central Westmoreland, I think, or Eastern Westmoreland, George Wright. There's no video evidence of Mr. Wright doing anything. There's a video of a man and a woman having a fight. If somebody can show me clearly that that is Mr. Wright, but show me his face and everything, identifiable, please send that video to me. Right? That's one. So we can't say it's him. We saw a man on a video having a dispute with a lady. Right? So let's get that out there. Two, the thing is, Silburn, we have to be practical. We have to be serious about it. The, one of the hardest things to do is get rid of a public servant, in a Jamaica,
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things to do. So it's not, so what we do, we hold politicians above everybody else, right? But when it come on to the corruption in government, really, right? It's really the civil service and really the people who work below. It's creating the corruption, and then the public also feed into and encourage the corruption, right? So here what happened now, Silburn. We the public, cause politician are thief, politician are wicked, right? We are speed on the road, police goes and stop we. Say you do 120 in a a 60-mile zone is a $25,000 ticket that and 4 points of your license, right?
Is
No,
that happened to Vaz? Did that happen to Mr. Vaz? Sorry, just
no,
asking.
no,
Oh,
Mr. Vaz was not speeding, sir. What happened, Mr. Vaz changed
no.
vehicle.
Stick up no, leave that for now. We're not touching that one. Finish your
Yeah,
point. We can come back
so
to Mr. Vaz. Yeah.
we know we bribe the police officer. We give him a 10 grand bribe for a $25,000 ticket, right? And the policeman accept the bribe. But we say man don't see it, you know. We don't see it as corruption, we don't see it as a crime, you know. We think so we get half of getting a $25,000 ticket. And we say man now we cost politicians, a politician corrupt.
Mm.
So
All
if
right.
we, the public, never feed into a corrupt system or try to encourage corruption with police force, we wouldn't have corruption like that in a Jamaica.
All right. Okay. What I've done something whereby I've put a speaker onto the TikTok. Go ahead, Ashraf. Let's only hear clearly now. You know,
Okay, let's start.
yeah.
Let's start. I'm gonna address the first thing you spoke of when you came on. You spoke of that person who beat his wife so dastardly and disgusting with a chair. And we see also that have the video even now. All right, fine. You spoke of that and you said that there were no criminal charges brought to him again by her. Fine. Now listen. What happened now is that okay, in all of that, you have more than one body that you're accountable to. She took away the accountability that you would have to the police and being charged. She didn't press charges, so okay, fine, you got away from that. You now have the body of the Integrity Commission that represent the people for your disgusting behavior in public as an honorable, quote unquote, honorable public servant. So you now have them to answer to. And if the pressure that they put on and say, yes, your behavior and according to our guidelines, you have transgressed it, and you don't understand why he was the pressure went on and your party had to put him out to be independent. That and then you question why we know, and you're gonna talk about still the common person now out there with the police, and you're saying any kind of corruption, what kind of corruption? Because the police who took the bribe, he's a part of the system that you planned, right? So the corruption is still with the system, right? It's still with governance. It is still with governance. You understand? So you have more than one button to answer to, and the man was treated, and then you can understand why the man was no longer in the party because they were pressured into putting him out. And but as you say, we can't. It starts with the public servants. He's still there as an independent, sadly so. But guess what? That is what it is. We need honorable men who know what the word honorable mean. No, my guest person here is saying, I don't know if he understands what was happening in Jamaica as far as pandemic was concerned. We were locked down. We had things that we couldn't do. We had time we couldn't be out. Right? The politicians did not have that. You did not have that. There was a big furor and whatever. When you were told to be locked down, there was a big party that you guys were caught at. When you were supposed, you guys were at this big party with doing what you were doing, and then it came to public life, and who was put where until you came back. It took interest because all they do is push you to the back and say, okay, let's go and sit down this and make it cool off. So he doesn't understand that was the people who suffered under that, not you, because you know you as a privileged, honorable, quote unquote, public servant knew that there was nothing to be nothing to this lockdown and shutdown. You knew the whole, you knew it, so you were not pressured. And you came out and
can I stop for a second? So, 1 second, Robert. 1 second, Ron. You know that you're speaking to Lester, not Nesta Morgan. Sorry.
Okay.
You know it's not Nesta Morgan you're speaking to. You know that. It's always Nesta Morgan. Lester shows address as Nesta Morgan. No, it's not Nesta Morgan. This is Lester. I thought you're speaking on a general basis now. I mean, Nesta listen still. So Nesta listen still. So
The COVID thing, because it seems like there was a lot of frustration about it. There was a global pandemic, and only certain people from key industries were able to be outside, public service, construction, things like that. So I understand it may look like to say people were enjoying themselves while other people were locked down. but that weren't the case. It was a very difficult period, and those who were allowed to be outside had to work under egregious circumstances. I'm in construction, egregious circumstances. There's no, the pandemic was real. It's not no fake thing. People did pass away, and people were locked down for their own well-being.
Okay, fine. That's what you gathered from it.
Yeah.
I am being told otherwise. I am being told otherwise now, right? In the post COVID and post shutdown, we are being told otherwise by the persons who did all of this and planned all of this, what really took place and what it really was. And we're so I don't know if you're not listening or reading. Even in England, they have taken they wanted particular persons who did this drug thing to come to England, and he wouldn't come up, but they had to take his people represented to court. So then we were told that all of this thing was all at court. It was all a fake, a dress rehearsal for what they have planned ahead for us. And we were told that. It's not that they were hiding it anymore. So why are you now thinking that it was so egregious? It was not egregious. And our politicians knew it wasn't egregious. They were
The virus
privileged.
come from China. The location of where the virus
Oh
came
man,
from.
it went out of the lab. These viruses are foot, and they just went out of the Marburg one ran out of Marburg, Germany, and went straight to Africa, right? And then the Luan one just ran out now, and listen to me, man. The people tell you that
Nothing came out of Germany. Nothing came out of Germany. This was specific.
The Marburg virus. Marburg virus was from Germany.
All right.
Marburg, Marbug.
All right.
It's
Okay.
based in Germany.
All right, we'd have to do another discussion on the different where the viruses come from. But I just want to pick up on something here and just to sort of set the stage. The word honorable mean honest and fair, deserving praise and respect, an honorable person. You know, I don't think it says much really. Yeah, honest, moral, ethical, principled, righteous. Let's say those words: decent, respectable, venerable, virtuous, good, upstanding, upright, worthy, noble, high principled, fair, just, truthful, trustworthy, trusty, law abiding, incorruptible, reliable, reputable, dependable, faithful, illustrious, distinguished, eminent, great, admirable, glorious, prestigious, notable, creditable, renowned, esteemed. And the opposite of it is the opposite of honorable. Ready for it? Where is it? It just jump away a while. It jump on gone. Hold on. It just jump. What is the meaning of honorable? No man. Listen, it jump a while ago to the next string. Let me find it back again. What is the meaning of honorable? Oh, it went. They were saying, yeah. Honorable. it was saying dishonor. The opposite was dishonorable.
But all right, okay. Hashaga, hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Represents our Jamaican politician.
Yeah, go on, Lester.
Ashrag,
Lester saying something to you.
Yeah, man.
are you hearing me?
Yes, darling, I'm hearing you.
All right. I'm gonna ask you that video that you saw. Please send the version you have to me, right? You know, if you send things to me, right? Because I want to see your version, your cut of the video of George Wright's face clearly, right? That's all I'm asking you to do.
I have five of them. I have about five of them.
Good.
Five
Just
of them. I remember.
hold on.
Narrating.
No,
Okay.
hold on. Listen to what I'm saying to you, right? If the police or the constabulary act is, the police have a video of a man committing assault, they don't need the person who been
press
assaulted to press charges because there's evidence of the man doing so. So when you say that it was taken away and all of that, that is absolutely not true. right? So please don't make up.
And here's my rebuttal. Here's my rebuttal. And this is a law. This is a legal thing. This is a lawful thing. Here's my rebuttal. Here is my rebuttal. That a wife does not have to press charge against her husband. She does not have to testify against her husband. She doesn't have to, and she did not. And the fact is, the end game is the answer. You think George Wright would have taken what was given to him if it wasn't him? Come on, man. Just use intelligence now. Use intelligence. Would he have lost all of those increase in money, all of those pay things, if it was not him? Didn't he come out and apologize and say so and so?
Let's there's a point though. There's a point that Ashwag has just said there, and Rowan, there's a point which he said, why would he just allow himself to be relegated to independent level and to be away from the party? Why would he just allow that?
First of all, if she can show me an apology from George Wright,
no, Lester. Lester, let's go back to we can go back to Ashwag on a point. And this is not for you to even answer, Lester, but the point about is this: why would he accept to be relegated?
The punishment.
Yes, accept the punishment and gone to the backside of the desert, in the sense, I mean, becoming
away from the
because it's an
serve the people. You can't have all of this uproar and people. You have to focus on the matter in hand. And if someone brings that matter in hand into disrepute, then step to the side.
So Ruan, what you're actually saying is because it became a distracting force, so they just ask him to move aside?
Yes.
I lose all of that.
But
the man actually came and go.
No, hold on. What did you say, lose? What did you say, lose?
You said he lost something, Ashwag. Did you say lose something?
Whatever you would get, being who he was in the party. He got nothing. He was just there.
Okay, hold on. Let me cut you. Stop making up stuff. He's not a minister.
He was just
He's
an MP.
not the officer of the party. So there's nothing that he doesn't listen. Silver, ask her to allow me to finish the statement.
Let's finish. Go on, listen.
You're making up stuff. He's not a minister.
Okay.
He's not an officer of the.
No, 1 second, Ashwag. Let's finish. Go on, listen.
He's not a minister nor a member of the party, nor a officer of the party. Right? He's a member of parliament. So whether he's a part of the PMP or not, or part of the JLP or not, he still gets all his benefits because he's an elected member of parliament. And there's a distinction between a member of the JLP and a member of parliament. Because if you notice, when they're sitting in the House of Parliament, you don't hear they say PMP Omar Davis or PMP PJ Patterson. They say that member from East St. Catherine, the member from South St. Catherine. That's what they say. So we have to please, when you're speaking publicly on these matters, be accurate, because you're going to mislead the audience. There's nothing that he lost apart from the membership.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, let's say finish.
I'm saying the only thing that he lost was his membership of the JLP. That's all he lost.
Okay, so you only lost.
Why would the man have lost? The man used the being a part of the JLP was his pride and joy. It was. It made him feel. It made him behave pompous. It made him feel like he had arrived, right, and all of that. Why would a man, not having done that, even though his wife went to the station and made the report, and then she
that did not happen. His wife did not go to any police station and make any report. That never happened.
Okay. All right. So
Silburn. Again, we're going to speak facts here. We're not going to make up our own thing. John,
I am in for media. Yeah, I
But,
provide.
are you going to allow me to? Hold on. You speak. You said
Hold on,
something, and I,
Ashfaq.
The media and politics have a clear distinction. The media can be fanned, flames can be fanned, emotions can
You
be
don't
high.
understand. You don't understand anything about Jamaica either. And you know what I say.
No, you can't say we don't understand about Jamaica. Let's put it this way. No, Ashfaq, you can't say that. Let's say that you have a perception and you got a view based on maybe your bias to a certain extent, even though you may have no. It doesn't matter. Nationalists, even nationalists have a bias. Trump have a bias to a certain extent. Lester, let's go to the point what you're saying there, and then I'm going to go to Rowan. Yeah,
Silburn,
yeah.
George Wright's wife, right? Never go to a police station or make any report at all. That never happened. You know why? Because George Wright was not
No. I want you, Lester, to say this point. Go on.
George Wright was not married at the time. He got married 1 year later.
So listen,
So
you've been cheeky.
no.
Okay.
She said his wife went
Okay.
and made a report.
Common law wife is acceptable.
Okay.
She's common law. She's over
Okay.
5 years, and she had the same. She had
Alright.
the same thing. That
Alright.
listen, we're talking.
All right. Okay. So So I just understand something here now, and Lester is being very legal in a sense. So his wife did not go, but can we say then that the common law lady, the alleged lady went then, Lester?
The lady went,
Yes.
but it's not. They weren't even living together.
It doesn't matter. The lady went, so we can say the lady went.
But what I'm saying, if she puts it out there that his wife went, right? We do not want on this platform that certain things are said. Silver, remember, Silver, remember, there's the legalities to certain
Yeah.
things, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Lester is right in one respect. I hear what you're saying. Ashfaq in one. I want everyone to come in. I think it's very important for all voices on this particular.
Hold on, 1 minute,
No.
1 minute,
What?
Silver, 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. From Lester, accept the fact that the woman who he was with went to the station. Then we don't need to know if him beat her, the argument done. At least we accept that publicly. That the woman who is not his wife, through wedlock, went to the station and made a report. Who should tell a lie for? Who does she say beat her? You don't see that what you're alluding to and what you're defending. It doesn't need defense.
No, because two assault reports were made. Two assault reports were made. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not going. We're not in a court of law. This let's
know it.
it sounded like Whitmore Perkins a while ago. Everyone, go ahead, everyone.
I feel like what's been said, there's two sides of it.
Yeah.
None of the people who are part of it are in this chat. So
Yes.
I guess how far do we want to take it?
Yes, and that's why I just said Lester said his piece, Ashfaq said her piece, and you said your piece as well. So let's
you can go to YouTube and find it.
No. But I'm not going to go to. I think the key. Yeah, I think the key thing we wanted to establish was this: that the code of conduct has not been signed, and I would encourage Lester to speak to the party to say, can they actually sign it? You know,
because they have 14 trucks. They have 14 trucks. Don't wait them there. They have the truck. Them all over the place. They carry things. They can't sign it. They cannot. We know everything we're going. You know. We know everything we're going.
What did you say? What did you say in that first part? I didn't hear that. Can you repeat?
She said some trucks are going. Some trucks.
Can you please repeat, Ashran?
Particular person. I call her name now.
No, I'm saying repeat what you just
Coming to 4. And the sand mining place, and the sand mining place out of St. Thomas, and the place that are big because the road come there, and the gas station, the stuff, and the KFC that is put on fire because people know what going. Come on, Lester, stop it. This is Jamaica.
What are you talking about?
Jamaica. Everybody and their mother know what going on Jamaica.
Okay. Okay. I want to stop. I want to stop right there and let's leave this one here because unless I'm privy to certain facts or whatever, I don't want things being pronounced over the platform as much as possible. No problem, Ashfaq. Thank you for that. I want to move on and just wrap up now, Lester. As well, because it's 12 o'clock. Rowan, where are you? In the UK?
Yeah, I'm in London.
Okay, yeah, you're in London. Okay. Um, and Ashraf, she's in Jamaica. Lester is in Netherlands. Lester, your king, your prime minister resigned. Is that correct?
Him shouldn't even be elected at the first place.
But I thought you're a fan of your prime minister in Netherlands. There, well, he resigned. You calling an election?
No. But him serve to it's a coalition government we have over here, and him serve him time, so him need to go.
And ladies and gentlemen, when I say Leicester Prime Minister, I meant Netherlands. That's the Prime Minister. I meant
I know Netherlands.
I made reference.
But now one prime minister me have, and it's Mark Rutte.
Okay, but he
You
resigned.
not live in Jamaica. So Andrew Holness is not my prime minister. Mark Rutte is my prime minister.
Well, I mean, you're Jamaican.
I'm in London, and Andrew Holness is definitely. I got two prime ministers. Being in London, I got the UK.
Listen,
Andrew Holness, definitely a
Andrew
prime
Holness is the prime minister of Jamaica. I don't live in Jamaica.
well, Ron.
He's not.
minister. We've got an invested interest.
Well,
in
Ruan is
Jamaica, so-
Ruan is actually saying that he's in London, but he has vested interest in Jamaica. So Andrew Holness is his prime minister. I would say Andrew Holness is my prime minister as well, Lester, as well.
Yeah,
When
but that has nothing to do with me. I'm saying to you, I live in one country.
okay,
And Mark Rutte is my prime minister. When it came to Mr. Andrew Holness as my prime minister, because I'm born in Jamaica, how can you impose somebody on me? I don't understand that.
oh, we don't impose because I mean, put on your hat. Put on your hat. Put your hat on, Lester. Put your hat on, Lester. Put
I have
your
no
hat on.
desire. I have no desire to put my hat on.
Put your t-shirt on. Put the Andrew Holness t-shirt. You're the man who's singing the Sankey and everything.
No, but showing support don't mean that this person must show support to a particular political party.
Yeah,
But anyway, it's really neither here nor there.
yeah,
The,
yeah.
the, the thing is,
Yeah.
the thing is, I think that one of the things that I don't think the public is pushing. We have ambassadors all over the world,
Yes.
right? And I think we should fire all of them,
You think we should fire all of them?
all of the ambassadors.
Well, London
What,
don't have any, so London don't have any, so we can't
what
fire them.
benefit?
The High Commission over here, though. We've got Tara Long, he come here the other day, and we've got the High Commission. We've got a couple people
Well-
who come represent still.
Yeah, she's the acting deputy action. Actually, they haven't got a person yet. Rowan, when I interviewed,
It might be me, you never know.
it might be. Well, I think we
don't
might
wanna
have
be
our
taking
we might have
no
our high
interest.
commissioner here in a list.
Still,
Let's go on.
I think that these ambassadors are these offices, right?
Yeah.
They're in these countries that have institutions and policies that work.
Mm.
We have not seen over the last 60 years where we're taking the best from these countries that our ambassadors are posted at. We're not seeing where they're taking technologies, best practices. We're not seeing that reflected in Jamaica. And I'm saying, what is the reason to have these ambassadors in these countries? And they're not saying, hey, we see a system here in farming, we see a water system, we see this, we see that. What is it that we can say that these persons that we pay highly is contributing back to Jamaica?
A great question. A great question.
And
it
how
all
do
comes
you
down
know
to-
they don't? How do
it
they
all-
just have a
it all comes
How
down
do you know
to
they don't?
fiscal policy. It all comes down to money. Now, the International Monetary Fund is lending money to Jamaica at a high interest rate, which means it's difficult to deliver the best of public services. Now, public services that deal with the people come from taxation, and you can't just tax everybody all the time. So there has to be accountability to people to deliver more tax receipts, but also get tax relief, and also they can see the visual improvements. All right, cool, I pay tax on these two things, I get back tax on that, and plus I've got public services I can use. That's the balance every politician's trying to get. But global factors and a variety of things are dragging those things slow. And we have to remember, Jamaica is an excellent island of people, smart, intelligent, we're brilliant across the board. So we get harassed by international provocateurs. So we have to be resilient, unite under the guidance of prosperity for the island, see where we can deliver higher tax receipts, see where we can claim back our money. There's a load of things that we need to do that we're not doing yet. So people are frustrated now. But me over here, I'm looking at, yo, not enough men are accountants, not enough men have a company which get contracts, not enough men do this, not enough. There are things that we're not doing. So if everybody's frustrated now, it makes it concerning, because going forward, we're gonna still have to work a bit harder and be a bit more patient.
And I want to add also to what you're saying, that Ron, because I had a brief interview as well at the recent Diaspora conference, and I was speaking to Lawrence Jones, who is the head of Jampro. And at the same time, Jampro, under the watchful eyes of the government, is actually creating opportunities by being a buffer at the same time. So Lester, in a way, while the High Commission might not be the figure or the person speaking on certain things or whatever like that, but there's Jampro, the investment arm. And likewise, the government recently appointed some key persons like Adam Stewart, like Teresa Roberts, in London here, to actually facilitate investment. So in a way, everyone is actually working in some partnership. Let's say you're saying
That's not new. Jumper do that long time, Silver.
Yeah.
Long time.
When Jumper was doing it from before, I used to see them doing it, and they weren't close enough. They weren't hosting events. They weren't doing public engagement. It's been lately I've been seeing more engagement, different fractions. And remember, IMF loan us money. So the budget for these things are lower. It's not like they have a unlimited pool of money. They can, double in their expenses. They can take, but if you have to take funding from a different country to do public engagement, that country needs to know when they're getting back their money. And if you're coming out to people saying yes, invest in Jamaica, how is that money invested in Jamaica?
Yeah, but it's not IMF. It's not IMF money. It's not IMF money because there's a standby agreement, and we haven't drawn down on that standby agreement as yet. So it's not the IMF money that is there that is running Jamaica right now.
Yeah,
IMF money come from last year as well. IMF not going
and they have not drawn down on the agreement. The money is there in case, right?
Yeah.
But they have not drawn on it. What do you say? We get a lot of money from China, we get a lot of grants and stuff like that. But it is actually production that has been increased by 50%. It is actually the shares and stocks that we're buying in public and private companies. It is actually the fees that we pay in the courts and traffic fines, and people are paying taxes. More people are more tax compliant now. So there's a whole system that has come on board. More people are investing in Jamaica now. More people are creating small businesses and stuff like that. So there's a framework that is in place right now that is increasing revenue into the island. So it's not just those single-handedly say it's IMF money, because that's not entirely true.
You hit the nail spot on, and that has to go on for a period of time for the fruits to bear.
Yeah, but they're paid on the IMF money like 3 months in advance.
Yeah. Okay.
Infrastructure is framework. Yeah. Now that the framework's in place, and now that people are contributing more, productions up 4.5% or 50%, etc., that has to hold fire for like 12 months to then bear the fruits. There's more buses coming, there's roads being built, infrastructure, and then investment, higher tax receipts, STEM in schools. There's so much that has to be done. I saw a dental bus traveling across the island to take dental services to people. It's going to be difficult for 12 months, but the framework in place, I've checked it, I've checked the paperwork, everything. It's a good framework. And
but Silver, you know what is hampering Jamaica?
Sorry?
One of the things we're hampering Jamaica, one of the things that is hampering Jamaica's development, it is the availability of skilled people to do certain things, But not about availability of people, We have a lot of people, they're just not skilled.
We have a lot of people that want to do music. Too many artists. It seems like artists is the first career choice of everybody. People, that's the artist. But where it's
and that's even small approach to the society also. People being artists are very few, they're very select people, set of people being artists. What I'm saying is that is to the whole public, right? There is a very small portion of that being artists, but we don't have an educated public. That's one of the main things. So when Andrew is saying hey, we need to import labor, we need to import skilled people. It's because that the existing people that should be doing certain jobs are not getting trained. It's not
So
like the
what you
training facility
yeah.
are not doing it.
So
The
what
training
you
facility,
actually so what you're actually saying is that there are a lot of manpower, but there's lack of intellectual capacity or skill
there's a
set to
there's a
undertake.
lack of push towards it. Because you know what happens to Burn? We
Mm.
have a diaspora, and the diaspora spoil Jamaicans. Me a part of it too,
When he says
right?
okay, I need to go, but when he says spoil Jamaica, break that down a bit,
People,
please.
people for the last 60, 70, 80 years, right, have gotten benefits that them don't work for, right? So you have people like you and I who remit money back to Jamaica, right, in the billions of dollars for people who don't work, but people don't really deserve it either, right? Because we have this remorse, this survivor's remorse that we have to say that thing at Jamaica to our family, our mother, our friend, whoever, right? So you have a ton of people who's relying on remittance to survive. You have and then coming with TikTok now and Instagram and these things, you have people who are not affiliated with any formal structure that is making money. So these people, why would I making money off TikTok and go work for $13,000 when we can make you $300-400 a
Well,
week?
what's the term the prime minister call it? What the term the prime minister call it? Government in what's the term? There's a term for that.
Political entrepreneur.
Political entrepreneurs. Well, Ashraf said too many politicians. Maybe that can get rid of it. Ruan, have you heard that point there about the diaspora spoiled Jamaicans back home?
I believe that we're all in a period of research and development. We're all trying to navigate
I'm not hearing him, Silver.
industries. So, for example, I'm in construction. I've been in construction for time. I've been renovating enough properties, but in actual fact, I should have spent some time getting the compliance and health and safety tickets so I can get public contracts. So there's a period of research and development, acquiring information, navigating through life that each of us are doing. And as we get older and we pass on that knowledge and we discuss it more, we find the best way. So for me to deliver for Jamaica, instead of me sending money back there, I will build my company here, get the compliance certification, get the taxation, and then duplicate that business there, offer jobs, connect with the education department, offer apprenticeships, learn about accounting and taxation so I can claim back my gross consumption tax. There's so much things that we have to do to better our own circumstances individually, not as a group. People like to group up very easily. We're this, we're one group. But if no one's an accountant in that group, no one's a solicitor in that group, no one's handling that, and then we have to go pay this person, pay that way, it slows down productivity.
Okay, well, definitely we're gonna follow up on this one. Let's and Ruan, we're gonna wrap up now. But somebody just pinged something through to me, and I don't know if you heard of this, Ruan, as you're in the UK. But what they said is the person just said, Silburn, is this true? And it is that important news. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the Birmingham Consulate Office will be closed until further notice. Pre-book appointments already booked will be honored. No further appointments are being booked. Please be informed that there's a £25 cash service for each pre-book appointment. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, so they're under a lot of pressure because throughout the pandemic, a lot of people wanted to reconnect with Yard. So the volume of applications has increased and the capacity to facilitate has decreased. So what they've done is spoke to someone, they're opening more semi-private companies to help deal with the backlog. So there's a company, I'll read the name of it.
Integrated Diaspora?
Yes, that's the company.
Yeah, Nordia.
Exactly. So it needs to be more people coming forward to serve. You don't have to be a politician to serve the people. You can be in a personal capacity and solve problems. So what we need is people where Jamaicans are not in a Birmingham, Leicester, London, Scotland, Wales, someone there will hear this and think, well, all right, cool, what do I need to be able to facilitate that? And it's that extra level of work that people have to come forward and do and serve the people as a whole.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. What's your name? Can hear that as well. All right. Well, listen, guys. Listen, Ron, I want to thank you so much for joining, and Hashtag, thank you so much. I think I can pop across later on Instagram. I think we have server a bit, and Ron, unless like you or me, we want to sleep. Let's it's 1 o'clock over here. 1:21. What time is it?
121.
1:21. Hashtag, so remittance is a great income earner for government. Is remittance an income earner, Lester?
Yes, it's the largest income earner. Yes, it's the largest income earner.
Largest income earner. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
But then they have to then they have to decide how to spend it. So you have to receive it and then decide how to spend it. And if you make a poor choice, you get harassed for it. Public office is a very difficult job. And then on top of it, you've got other countries who have their own agendas as well. So it's very difficult to pick and choose who the partners are, what their intentions are. But there seems to be a general consensus where we need to lower our energy consumption, make ourselves more renewable. This requires solar panels and hydrogen buses and electric buses. You know, the consumer market is something that we don't talk about a lot, but we all spenders. We all spend on international things. We get our clothes from Italy, we got our bits from here, we get our cars from Germany, we got our stuff like that. And Jamaica's production of original products being exported needs to increase. Skills back and forth. Jamaica can come to England and work and get a higher salary and also deliver. So there's a lot we all have to do, but we have to bind ourselves closer to Jamaica, United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom is not in the European Union anymore. So our choices have to reflect that. We have to work tighter and closer. And lately, I can honestly say I'm seeing more. I'm seeing a tighter relationship. So all of these conversations are great. In fact, I'm happy because I haven't seen them since the start of the pandemic. So me as a guy whose both parents come from Jamaica and I'm living in London, I'm happy with the fiscal policies in place in Jamaica because I can see them working, and I'm happy.
Okay.
And we have to be more positive and acknowledge people's positivity. Say, yo, you're doing good, like this, and to pick people up as well, because serving in a public office is extremely difficult. And the remittances do deliver for the government, but your expenses can only go so far because you're questioned about what you do, and what you spend your money on is questioned as well. But if everybody decides that we need more buses, because we do need more buses in areas, and we do need more children going into science, technology. We do need more dental services. So there's a general consensus of what people need. You collate them, put them on paper, and say, yo, this is what people need. And then the people who can do more. They look for where there's gaps in the system, and then they deliver.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you so much for that, Ron. Let's say I'm gonna ask for Lester. Go on. Rowan, yes.
Yeah. I like Rowan's mindset, and Rowan is not he was born in the UK, right?
That's correct, Rowan. Yes.
I see. These are the persons we want to hear from. Persons who actively engage in having a connection with Jamaica. And I like me and you, Uban Panerak, this man is actively seeking a connection and actively want to create an industry and create a mark in Jamaica. And that's what I truly appreciate about persons like him. I hope that next week he can come on the program officially. You understand me? And we can have this a fluent dialogue. I wish Hashrag can come on the program, right?
Yes.
Because we can barely hear Rowan. So we want to come on live. I don't know if you can exchange numbers with him and stuff like that. And we have a beautiful discussion next week also.
Rowan, you follow me, or I follow you? I think we follow each other, isn't it, Rowan?
Yeah, man, we're connected still. We're connected. And the last piece of advice is that the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, they offer certifications. So if you're a small business, which it seems that the government is focusing more on small businesses, because we are the backbone of the economy, as a small business, we should go for our compliance certifications. Our compliance certifications allow us to procure public
Yeah,
contracts, and then we can offer more. It's very difficult having a business, trading, burning
yeah,
out your resources
yeah.
with nothing to cover your overheads,
Well,
and then you're just
yeah.
waiting for
Well,
your profits.
listen, Ron, we're gonna connect up after this. Not tonight, but we're gonna connect up after this one on one, and Ashraf as well, so we can have a more conversation on the main channel, which is the YouTube channel. Just to let you know as well, there's plan afoot. Ron, I don't know if you heard me earlier, for there to be some regional conferences discussion on the constitutional reform from the diaspora. Yeah, and it's gonna be Nottingham so far, which dates have been. I don't have the dates. I'm properly working on it. Nottingham, Birmingham, and London. Okay, to have more conversation with it, and then we bring in the minister from Jamaica, and we hear what the diaspora is saying, and persons, especially like yourself, Rowan, what your views are, as well. In Even though we don't have a vote, but at the same time we have an influence. All right. So
Still, bro.
I'll keep you posted on that, Rowan. Thank you so much, Rowan. Thank you so much.
So,
Let's put in up a V finger like this for persons. I'm just showing it. Ashrag is saying labor right mindset.
shower.
All
It's a
right.
labor mindset because I'm not just a company director. I'm not just a high level executive. I've also worked from the ground, from the salt of the earth. So I think on both sides. I think as a industry, as a corporation. I
Mm,
also think as an employee, and I've got a family which are large. So I consider all aspects and then make an informed decision which is best going forward. So I'm not on one side in terms of I'm a big business, even though I am. I'm also thinking about employees, their benefits, their health, their pension, mortgages. Because say that the bank's only going to lend you what you've got left after taxes and spend. So I consider all things, and then I put my voice across to the people. I find out who makes decisions, and I put myself across to them in a very informed, intellectual manner without the aggression. I have to remove the aggression to be heard. I don't
mm.
like speaking to people and seeming confrontational. So I've had to work on how I come across to
Yes.
people and put forward intelligent arguments. If I'm going to bump into a politician, I'm never going to be speaking above a level 3, but I'll be speaking in a very harsh tone about the point I'm making.
Yes, yes. Well said, well said. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for joining, and I'm just going to wrap up on on the main channel now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Those on YouTube, those on Instagram, and those on Facebook as well, and those on TikTok as well. I want to thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday night, in review, where we look at some of the news which is happening in the UK as well, and Saturday night talk and sip, and of course any having some different ad hoc shows as well. And please remember to watch the show with Minister Terry Long, the recent interview which I've posted, and also important to watch the show with Mr. Patrick Morrison about wills. Very important for a person to get wills. I realize that many people have not had their wills, but that's a good show which is happening there, and we'll take it from there. So have a good night. God bless you, and peace out until next time. Thank you. Boom.